know what she said. She might just change your life.
And welcome back. I'm Christine Bentley in studio with Kate Wheeler, and we have a very special guest here today, the one and only Perez Hilton. Welcome to Toronto.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love coming to Toronto.
Really? What do you love about Toronto?
Well, I love the people. So it's nice to go out and about and have warm, friendly faces, being positive and supportive.
You said out and about. That's so
Did I?
Canadian. Out and about. We say it differently.
No,
so
I mean,
you've been here a while, obviously.
I've probably come to Toronto well over 10 times at least, which is maybe not as a lot, but you know, for an American, maybe that's a lot.
Well, for an American to even know that it exists is wonderful.
Oh, I love it. I love the people. I love how diverse it is. I love that people live here in the downtown area. I used to live in Los Angeles. I'm in New York City now, and people live in downtown, but there's nothing to do there. So they just kind of like work and then they go home, and it's boring. But downtown Toronto is awesome. I'm excited to come back to town in August. I'm coming for 3 weeks to do a new musical.
I know.
World premiere here. It's Full House the Musical. And for more information on that, you can go to fullhousethemusical.com.
Okay, hang on a second. It's National Lampoon's Full House. Before people get confused and think, you know, you're actually playing Danny Tanner straight, as it were.
Well, I am playing Danny Tanner, and I'm also playing Bob Saget. So what's fun about this satire is that, you know, not only are we lovingly lampooning the show that we all know and love, but we're also really incorporating elements of the actors' real lives. So you'll see me turn into Bob Saget and start cursing up a storm because that's what he does. You'll see, you know, one of the other actors, characters in the show develop an eating disorder. Another one develops a meth problem. You know, life happens.
Is Saget a swearer? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. That's his whole stand-up shtick.
Oh, his stand-up shtick, yeah.
Yeah, he's a raunchy comedian.
I know, it seems such a dichotomy, doesn't it?
That's what's really funny about it in this show, that you'll get to see both.
So when you moved, why did you move?
Well, I moved to New York City because I had a son, my first child, my son. He was born in 2013. And, you know, when you have a kid, you start thinking about more than just yourself. You start thinking about your son and about more than just the immediate future. You start thinking about the long term, like, where do I want to raise my child? What kind of a kid do I want him to be? What kind of a parent do I want to be? And, you know, I think I'm a better parent in New York City because I can do more with my son. There's more to do. In Los Angeles, I was, you know, finding that I would be less inclined to want to do activities because it was such a schlep to get there. In New York, we walk everywhere, and it's so easy. I take him to the baby gym. I take him to baby swim class, baby music class.
The zoo's right there.
Yeah, and we go to the park all the time, and it's so convenient and so easy. So we do something every single day.
Right. And did you look at like school systems and all that stuff?
I
right?
already got him into school because it's so competitive there. I figured, let me start young because it's really just play and socializing. So, you know, we've been doing that.
This is interesting. I would have thought that you would have said that you'd spent a lot of time researching his Twitter handle. Because I was just blown away when Beyonce and JayZ with Ivy Blue, I guess.
Blue Ivy,
they got everything done beforehand. And there are people who say if they hadn't got all those domains, they would have changed the name because that was done before she was even born.
You know, they're a power couple who have a lot of people on their team that can do things like that. I don't overanalyze things like that. I mean, there's a real separation between public life and private life, even though I'm not super, like I don't hide his face or anything like that, but
He's no blanket.
no, I've already started to try to explain to him the difference between public and private. Like I give him a public nickname that's different from his real name at home so that if we're out and about and somebody might mention his name, that's not his real name.
So how has this changed you?
Well, I'm less
Parenthood.
selfish than before. You know, I really.
But professionally.
Oh, professionally. How has it changed?
Are we
me?
seeing a kinder, gentler Paris?
Well, I think that started to happen before I had my son even. Professionally, it's made me actually want to work harder because now I have 2 children to financially support, and I, am very cognizant of that. So I'm trying to really make smart decisions now to set myself up for the long term.
But when I think Kate was talking about kinder, gentler, she's talking about it is your job, or it is the job that you've made for yourself to cross boundaries. And when you have your own children, you want to keep those fences up to protect them.
Well, I've made changes.
Are you more conscious of that?
Well, even with regards to children, like in the wake of having mine, I instituted this no kids policy on my website where I won't post paparazzi photos of children unless the celebrities take them to an event where it's understood that they will be photographed, like a red carpet event, a premiere, a party, something like that. Or if they share photos themselves on social media, then it's okay.
Right.
How old is Mia now?
My daughter just turned 7 weeks old.
7 weeks.
Yeah. She's past the sleeping all the time phase, and now she's awake, and I like to think she smiles at me all the time. She definitely knows I exist now and is responding, and is already, I went into my second child naively thinking that having 2 would be like having 1.5.
Yeah, no, not so.
No, having 2 is not having 1.5. Having 2 is like having 3 almost.
A little bit more appreciation for your mom now,
Yeah,
who's helping
well,
you out, right?
She's having to help me out a lot more than she did with my son. Thankfully I'm able to have a nanny because I'm a single parent, so I need the help. And I consciously didn't want to force my mom to be the nanny. I was like, all right, I'm doing this on my own without a partner, so I'm going to have a nanny who can help when I'm not available to do things or when I have a meeting or whatever. But with my second child, I need more help because like today I'm here and I'm out of town. So I don't want to disrupt my son's schedule, and I'm still being very protective of my daughter because I'm not one of those people that are anti-vaccinations. I'm pro-vaccination. So I'm being extra careful with her until she gets her 2-month shots, not taking her out that much. So since I'm keeping her indoors more often than not, I need to really just schedule things very well. So like my mom can stay with my daughter, and then maybe I'll take my son or the nanny, but I'm not home. So now it's the nanny.
You're really very different than your online persona. What is it that you would like people to know about the differences between you professionally and personally?
Well, that's, I think, an exciting opportunity and challenge for me. I'm a dinosaur of the internet. I've been doing what I do for 11 years now.
A dinosaur at 11 years, yeah. Well.
Well, in terms of, there really weren't many people doing what I do back in 2004. But I think that people know things I've said or done, but they don't really know me. So, I'm excited to get to share that as the years go on and slowly. And one of the ways I've been doing that is through social media. Like I've really upped my social media game because I've discovered that it's a great way for people to get to know you. Like what does my life really look like on Instagram and Snapchat and things like that I can share with the world? Because, I follow a lot of people on Instagram and Snapchat, and like, let's talk about Paris Hilton. Her life is all about being glamorous and on private planes and partying in Ibiza and things like that. Mine are like baby photos, the theater, silly, stupid photos that make me laugh, inspirational things. And that's who I am. I am that.
Except for it's pretty glamorous to be starring in a musical, a Full House musical.
Yeah, I am so grateful. More than excited. I'm coming to this with a lot of gratitude that I get to have so much fun. I mean, they call it a play for a reason. You get to play. And it's awesome that I can have my day job and then do this in the nighttime.
Would you like to do more of this?
Well, I
kind of thing?
am actually.
Really?
I'm really excited. I've been, I was inspired last year after Joan Rivers died to do more. Because I looked at her career and how long it was. She was working for over 5 decades. And one of the reasons for her longevity was that she kept working. She said yes to a lot and she did many different things. So for me, I just want to continue to do new and different things. And that keeps it exciting too. So in addition to the Full House, the musical that's starting world premiering here in Toronto in August, in October, I am starring in a horror movie.
Really?
Called Most Likely to Die with Heather Morris from Glee. Earlier this year, I was on this sitcom on BET with Brandy called The Game. Last year, I was in Hot in Cleveland and Sharknado 2.
Yeah.
So it's just fun to get to do these little things, and maybe some of them are bigger than others. Like the Full House one, I'm the star of the show, which is I'm on the bill, the poster. It's so cool.
So one more thing about you're coming to Toronto, and I know that you've been talking about how much you like it here, and you have 2 children now. What you don't have is a partner, and I know you're online dating.
I have.
How's that going for you?
I've put it on pause just because online dating is like a job.
Yep.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm focused right now on my children and my work. Like I'm trying to create more opportunities. So, and I'm also doing it myself and not relying on other people to create opportunities for me.
Yeah.
Like the way that this Full House experience happened was because I made it happen.
Well, you're going to be here from August 18th to September 6th. So who knows, in your off hours when you're pushing the stroller, you may run into a lovely man.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
I'm open to love. I'm putting that vibe out there. But more than dating, like I'm being specific. I want a husband.
Okay, and what does that
So does
person?
she.
So do I. So, and what does that husband look like? I mean, in terms of qualities,
Yes.
or not?
That person is somebody who hopefully, at the minimum, has a 3 in front of their age.
Okay.
Because I'm 37.
Okay.
And I have to start dating my age. But more important, but listen, I'm not going to discriminate.
Yeah.
The most important is somebody who is happy with what they do for a living.
Okay.
Because that's really important. Like I've dated people who hated their jobs, and that manifests itself in the relationship. So somebody who's happy with what they do for a living and is happy in their lives and wants even more happiness with a partner.
And also loves children.
Yeah.
And wants to be part of a family.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the word out there, Kate.
I
We
think
need
we
to
should.
find him somebody.
Yeah.
And if it's somebody in Toronto, then maybe this
More the better.
this little 3-week run or 2-week run will extend itself.
Hey.
Because you can do social media from anywhere.
I mean, well, they can fly down.
Yeah, I know.
It's only an hour flight.
I know. And Toronto's a great place to have kids. Absolutely.
We wish you all the best. Thank you very much for coming in and talking to us. It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're coming to the show for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.